Under the dim glow of Bangkok's nightlife, Pat sat on a rooftop bar, the city lights glittering below like promises she could never quite keep. The song Finally Love Me by DZHABER played faintly from her phone, each note a haunting reminder of the words she once whispered to Prem. Their song, every lyric, every beat, held the ghost of their laughter, their love, their shared mistakes. Prem was everything Pat wasn't, quiet where Pat was loud, cautious where Pat was reckless. Yet, when they first met, sparks didn't just fly. They ignited a wildfire. Their first encounter was pure chaos. Pat had stumbled into Prem's art exhibition, a drink in her hand and a careless smile on her face. "You paint like you're hiding something," she had teased, her voice a little too loud in the quiet gallery. Prem, ever so composed, simply smiled faintly and replied, "Maybe I am, and maybe you're not the one who's supposed to find it, but Pat did." She was relentless. She peeled back the layers of Prem's guarded exterior, discovering the softness beneath her walls, the deep vulnerability hidden behind that steady, artistic gaze. Their nights bled into mornings, filled with conversations about dreams, past heartbreaks, and the profound feeling of being truly seen by another person. It wasn't long before the space between them vanished. One kiss, hesitant at first, but charged with an undeniable electricity, changed everything. Their love was breathtakingly beautiful, but it was also dangerous, poisonous in how deeply and completely it consumed them both. Pat's fiery jealousy flared up at the slightest provocation, while Prem retreated into a frustrating silence. The world around them didn't help, pressing down with its harsh judgment. Whispers followed them, cruel and dismissive words. "It's just a phase, she'll move on soon enough, girls don't last." But what they felt for each other was real, fierce, and utterly unrelenting. One night, driven by a storm inside her that matched the one raging outside, Pat showed up at Prem's studio, her hair drenched, rain plastering her clothes to her skin. "If this is poison," she declared, her voice trembling with a mix of desperation and defiance, "then I want to drink every last drop." Prem looked at her for a long, silent moment, the sound of rain drumming against the window panes filling the air between them. "And if it kills us?" she finally asked, her voice barely a whisper. Pat took a step closer, closing the final gap. "Then at least it's love." Their lips met in a desperate crash, a kiss wet with rain and tears. In that moment, right and wrong ceased to exist. It was purely about surviving the intense ache of wanting someone so badly that even the pain felt like coming home. But a love that burns that brightly can't stay hidden in the shadows forever. Prem's parents found out. Their shock quickly turned to anger, and that anger built walls, creating an unbearable distance. Pat's world shattered when she received a short, cold message from Prem. "Don't come. I can't do this anymore." The silence that followed was deafening. Weeks turned into a hollow eternity. Pat tried to move on, to forget, but everything was a brutal reminder of Prem, her art, the lingering scent of her perfume on a forgotten scarf, the way certain brush strokes told stories of a love now mired in fear. Then, one evening, an elegant invitation arrived. It was for Prem's new art exhibition, titled Poisonous Love. Pat's heart hammered against her ribs as she walked into the gallery. It was quiet, the air thick with emotion. The walls were covered with portraits of two women, sometimes depicted in intimate closeness, other times broken and painfully apart. And then, at the very end of the gallery, one final painting stopped her breath. It was them, standing under the pouring rain, eyes locked, lips just inches apart, frozen in that moment of surrender. The caption beneath it read, "Finally, love me." A soft presence beside her made her turn. It was Prem, a fragile smile trembling on her lips. "I couldn't stop painting you," she whispered, her voice thick with unshed tears. Pat looked at her, tears of her own finally glistening in her eyes. "I couldn't stop loving you," she confessed, the words a release. This time, there were no judging crowds, no shame, no hiding. It was just two women, standing in front of a truth they could no longer deny. The kiss they shared wasn't reckless or forbidden. It was free, finally, beautifully, and completely free. As DZHABER's Finally Love Me seemed to echo from an unseen source, the city outside pulsed with life, a vibrant backdrop to their reunion. Their love, once a beautiful poison, had transformed into something pure, a quiet rebellion written in brushstrokes, in whispered forgiveness, and in the language of kisses. Because sometimes, love isn't about being perfect. It's about surviving the poison together and finding each other whole again on the other side. Thank you so much for watching our story unfold. If it moved you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more stories that explore the many sides of love. We'll see you in the next one.